Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to explain everything you need to know about Musely Prescription Skincare. I'm really excited about this video because every other review that I found about Musely, like a full-on review, was sponsored. So besides reading reviews on their website, every video, every blog post was sponsored, and this one isn't. So you're going to get my full, honest review about Musely in this video, and I like to be very transparent in my skincare struggles because I want you to feel comfortable in your own skin. I've tried so many products to help with my melasma, my acne, my pores, my pigmentation, and yet I'm still frustrated with my skin. So I've been seeing Musely's ads all over the place, and they honestly seem too good to be true. I'm very wary when every single review is good, and obviously I had to try them. So in this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about Musely, what the ordering process is like, what they offer, why I chose them, and yeah, let's get started. So I do have to tell you that in this video, I don't have before and after photos because I just got my prescription in, but I will have them in a few months, and hopefully I will have results to share on here. But either way, I will do a follow-up video. So if you want to see my results, subscribe to my channel, and that way you won't miss it. So the reason I chose Musely is, there's so many prescription skincare brands out there, and I feel like it's kind of hard to narrow them down. And I used Curology in the past, and I enjoyed it. I didn't have any adverse reactions, but I also liked their price point. But I feel like it was just very basic, and it didn't do much for my skin or my melasma or really my acne. So I chose Musely because they offer 12% hydroquinone, and this is kind of unheard of. Not even 6% hydroquinone is very common, and most brands don't even go over 4%, which is what Obagi has, and even then you still need a prescription to purchase it, or you need to go to a medical facility like a med spa. Musely also has a product that's a combo of hydroquinone and tretinoin, and that's very intriguing to me because tretinoin you need to have a prescription for, and just 12% hydroquinone again is unheard of. So Musely also has amazing reviews. Out of 278,000 reviews, it has a 4.7 star rating. So on Musely's website, they have reviews, and I hate to say this, but oftentimes when you see reviews on a website, like let's say not Sephora, but let's say you go to like a Laura Mercier product on Laura Mercier's website, I always wonder if they're editing their reviews because usually they'll have like 4.5, 5 stars. And so it's like, okay, yeah, you have the power to delete the bad reviews, whereas on Sephora, a brand doesn't necessarily have that power. So I'm always questioning, okay, if you see a brand and you can't buy this product anywhere else, and you see this brand has a 278,000 4.7 star average reviews, that's a lot of reviews. I've never seen a product with that many reviews. And so I question it, but I also look at the before and afters that people post, and their photos truly are amazing. So that's really what sold me on Musely. And these aren't just like a bunch of bloggers posting before and after pictures. These are like everyday folk. And then they also have an app. They have people posting before and afters in this app as well. It's amazing. So that's why I'm trying Musely. All right, now if you aren't familiar with hydroquinone, it's truly one of the most effective treatments for dark spots and melasma. The way it works is it blocks the formation of melanin in the skin, and then it helps lift away the dark spots. So it's essentially like bleaching your skin. I've had melasma since I was 27, and now I'm 35. And in the past 5 years, I've really started trying to find ways to get rid of my melasma. And I tried 2 other hydroquinone treatments. And while I did see results in my pigmentation, my skin did not react well. I used Obagi the first time and I broke out. And then I used the ZO, which is Dr. Zen Obagi's new company, and I broke out again. So I am a little hesitant to try hydroquinone, but I'm hoping that maybe it's just the Obagi ones that my skin doesn't react well to. We will find out with this. I have been using my prescription for a few days, and so far my skin is doing great. So I'm excited for that. But there's still time. So hydroquinone is no joke. It's one of those ingredients that people either love it or they hate it. It's definitely not a clean product. Neither is tretinoin. So I would say if you're looking for clean skincare, you might as well just close out of this video now because this is definitely not that. But a lot of people claim hydroquinone is so bad, it's banned in other countries, And then it also should be avoided if you're pregnant or nursing. But then there's other people that swear by hydroquinone, and if you're using it properly, you should be fine. My thoughts are that if you have pigmentation, this truly is one of the best ingredients that will get rid of it, but you cannot use it continuously. You have to cycle on and off of it. So like you'll use it for 3 to 5 months, and then you'll get off of it for a few months. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, okay, this must be a super toxic ingredient. But if you want to get rid of pigmentation, it will work for you. So Musely has a guarantee also. I really like that. It's a 60-day result guarantee. And the way that you can qualify it to potentially get a refund is if you use their e-nurse checkup program on their app. And it's actually brilliant because I know a lot of times, even with my followers, they don't use a product consistently. They'll use it for a few weeks and give up. And if you want to see results, you usually have to use something at least a month, probably more. Definitely ingredients like tretinoin and hydrocortisone, you're going to need more time to really see those results. So it's kind of like Musely's way of holding their customers accountable, saying, okay, if after 60 days you really hated this product and you followed our guidelines and you checked in with your nurse every day, then you'll get your money back. I think that's really cool, and I think it's really helpful because it's kind of like someone's there to hold your hand throughout the process of using a new prescription. So Musely is $60, and then they added a $20 one-time doctor fee at checkout, which kind of surprised me. I was not expecting that. So it's $80 total. And Musely is definitely not the least expensive brand out there, but it's also not the most expensive. Plus, you're likely to spend way more than that if you go to a dermatologist, get an appointment, pay the copay, pay for their prescription, or even if you're buying a product from Ulta. I mean, I don't find the $80 price point offensive, especially if I get results. How many products have we tried that cost that same amount where we didn't see results and we just left feeling unhappy? So at least with Musely, you're getting extremely effective ingredients and you have someone guiding you through the process of using it. And the reviews are just unreal. But the ordering process was really easy. I placed my order on a Friday at 4 p.m. and they say they'll get back to you within 24 hours, and they did. I truly wasn't expecting a response on the weekend, but they got back to me the next day. I really wanted tretinoin and I also wanted hydroquinone, and I didn't realize that they had a product that combined the two. So I thought I was gonna have to order 2 separate products, and you don't have to. So on the homepage, you select what you wanna treat and you choose from 4 different options. There's dark spots, which is like melasma, sunspots, acne scars, anti-aging, which is wrinkles, pores, and texture, rosacea, which was redness, blushing, and adult acne, and then hair loss, which was thinning, alopecia, and hormonal. So I selected dark spots, and then from there you have 5 products to choose from, and I selected the spot cream. They also have a body cream, so if you have pigmentation on your body or your neck. They have the private cream and then the spot peel. And I kind of wish they gave more details on what each product did without having to click through to each one, but whatever. So I selected the spot cream, and then it brings you to the next page where you can get a 2-month supply for $60, or they have a full set. So you can get the spot cream, their cleanser, and then the day cream, which is an SPF 50, and you can get all of that for $76, which they said is normally $82 if you get them all separately, I guess. It doesn't really give any details on what those products are, so I just chose to get the $60 single product, and then at this point it forces you to make an account and it requires email verification code to move forward. So don't enter a fake email. If you really just like it, you can just unsubscribe, but you have to verify your email to move on in the ordering process. And this is when it gets into all the questions like your age, gender, ethnicity, medical history. And then it asks you to select which spot cream you want. And I like how they have a question mark that you can scroll over, and then it gives you more details on each product and all the ingredients inside. But I'm gonna go through them all here so you don't really have to. But Musely has the 5 different options to choose from for their spot cream. So it's a combination of these ingredients: hydroquinone, which bleaches your skin, decreases the number of melanocytes; niacinamide, which will visibly minimize the pore size, it improves dull and uneven skin tone, it reduces wrinkle depth, and it can also boost the skin barrier. kojic acid, which will help with dark spot fading and even skin tone, and it's good for anti-aging. It's an antioxidant. Vitamin C, which is also an antioxidant, and it's going to help improve skin tone. It fades discoloration and it can firm the skin. Tranexamic acid, which is really good for dark spots, gray patches, brown spots. It just helps to break up discoloration. Azelaic acid, which is a soothing agent, and it also kind of exfoliates and refines the skin texture. It reduces blemishes and their aftermarks. And then it's really good for calming red and sensitive skin. And then tretinoin, which is good for treating acne. It's kind of like the gold standard also in anti-aging. It's really good for keeping your pores clear. It also makes your pores smaller. It's like the only ingredient that can actually make your pores smaller because it boosts your skin's collagen. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles, dark spots, rough skin, sun damage. I mean, it really does. Tretinoin is like the golden child of skincare. And then last is hydrocortisone, which is really good for treating inflamed skin. And I've actually never seen hydrocortisone in a skincare product. So I really appreciate that they have that included because 12% hydroquinone or hydroquinone and tretinoin. Oh my God, I'm like throwing all these big words around. You're probably so confused. I'm also putting together a blog post. So if you guys want to see everything written out in like a much more easy to understand form, that will be in the blog post. All right, now let's get into the 5 products. So the one that I got is called Erase. It's hydroquinone 12%, 2% niacinamide, 6% kojic acid, and then 2.5% hydrocortisone for the first 2 months only. Next is the Nurture, which is 6% hydroquinone, 2% niacinamide, and 1% vitamin C. So they do have a few hydroquinone-free options if you're looking for that. So there's one that has 6% tranexamic, 10% azelaic, 6% kojic, and 2% niacinamide. And then they have a hydroquinone-free that's safe to use when you're pregnant or nursing. And that one has a 20% azelaic acid, 2% niacinamide, 1% vitamin C, and then 6% kojic acid. And I really love that they have this option for women that are pregnant or nursing because melasma is called pregnancy mask. Like 50% of women get melasma when they're pregnant and they feel completely helpless because there's so many ingredients that you just can't use when you're pregnant. So I really appreciate that. And then the one that I wanted was the M+, which is 12% hydroquinone, 0.05% tretinoin, 6% kojic, 2% niacinamide, and then 2.5% hydrocortisone. You can select one of those 5, or you can select to have no preference, and the doctor will prescribe what they think is best for you. I received Erase, and I was bummed that I didn't get tretinoin, but his reasoning made sense. So I got my formula the next day on that Saturday, and I had a full intro from my doctor on how to use the Nurse app, how to use my new spot cream, and I'm gonna kind of go through their message because it was so detailed in how like they really do not want you to mess up, and they are very, very clear on how to use the product, what to expect, and I just really appreciate that. So the first key point was shake the bottle before you use it. You can use it twice a day, but you have to build up to that. Make sure your skin can handle it before you just start going at 2 times a day. They said that redness is very normal, and if you're experiencing irritation, you can pick up an over-the-counter hydrocortisone if your product doesn't have the hydrocortisone in it. Literally the next day after the first time I used it, my under eyes were so red. They didn't hurt or burn or sting or anything. They were just so red. And I've never experienced that before. It's just like right here where the hollow is going around to my eye. And now it's been a few days and I'm still experiencing the redness, but I have had 0 breakouts, 0 side effects. So I'm very glad that I don't have any of that. The redness I can cover with makeup. I'm only using my cream at night, and I've been using it every night for I guess I'm on day 4 today. So I've been using it every night and no irritation, which is really good. But they say if you are experiencing irritation, you just want to cut out your actives. So like no acids, retinol, scrubs, anything that could potentially aggravate your skin further. And then also if you need to, you can cut back on using your muesli. Something else I found interesting was they recommend only applying the cream to areas on my face that have pigmentation. So I don't need to put it on my whole face if I don't have pigmentation everywhere, which I don't. I have it on my forehead, my cheeks, and then my upper lip. They say if too much cream gets on the normal colored skin, like the non-pigmented skin, these areas can become lightened. So unless your whole face has dark spots, you just want to spot treat. And they also said that if you have dark skin, you definitely want to just use the spot cream on like the center of the spot and let it disperse itself, because you don't want to experience any bleaching. I really like how you can use the spot cream with your other skincare products. Unless you're experiencing irritation, just let your skin adapt a little bit. But you want to put on all of your products, your moisturizer, and then the spot cream. And they say you can use it twice a day. I don't know if I would want to if I was wearing makeup, just because it does not dry down very well. It kind of just stays sticky and tacky. So I think I'm just going to continue to use mine at night. Unless I'm not really seeing results, then I might bump it up. They do say if you use it in the morning, you definitely want to do all your products and then moisturizer, the spot cream, and then sunscreen on top of the spot cream. And you have to use sunscreen when you're using you should be using sun protection sunscreen anyways if you have melasma or pigmentation, just because the sun is the first thing to aggravate it. But they really recommend you have to use sunscreen when you're doing this. And then they say don't do any lasers, peels, microneedling, anything until you are off of this treatment. And then don't use any other hydroquinone products while you're using your Musely hydroquinone. I also like how they have a little reminder that your Musely prescription is not a substitute for having your in-person dermatologist checkup. So you should see your dermatologist, get your full exam once a year. If you have skin cancer, like anything going on in your body, you still need to go to your doctor. I mean, duh, but I guess some people need to be reminded. And then this is very exciting to me because one of the reviews I saw from a couple years ago for Musely said that they didn't tell them to taper off of hydroquinone. So my doctor told me use hydroquinone for 5 to 6 months continuously. And this is including if you were using a hydroquinone before this one, that includes that in that timeline. So like if you were on that for 1 month, then only use this for 4 to 5 months sort of thing. And then you take a break for a few months after that. Really what can happen is if you use hydroquinone for longer than recommended, while it's uncommon, you can actually cause more pigmentation and it wouldn't be decreasing it. Like over time, it would make it worse. That's really like the big concern of hydroquinone. And some people experience the dark spots coming back after they go off of hydroquinone. So you might need to do a few cycles over a few years to get them completely under control. I always say melasma is like herpes. It just never goes away. You always have to just be very aware of heat and direct sunlight and just saunas, opening the oven. I mean, literally everything. It's so frustrating, but products like hydroquinone can help it and it can lessen it over time. Another thing they said that I liked was you do not need to taper off of hydroquinone. You can just stop using it completely. So I feel like when I did the ZO, I had to taper off of hydroquinone and then bump up other products, and my skin was so irritated. I have a full ZO skincare review if you guys want to see that. I did their full routine with their hydroquinones and my skin was a wreck for the whole 5 months I was doing it. So I like that Musely just says cut off if you want, which I appreciate. And then they also say if you become pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you definitely want to just completely stop using hydroquinone as well. And then at the bottom, they made a little note that said if you requested our harshest cream, the M+, but you were given something different, such as Erase, like me, it's probably because I'm not currently using a hydroquinone retinoid combo or I have an allergy to one or more of the ingredients in M+, I have sensitive skin. They just that must happen to a lot of people where they try to get M+ and they get denied. So they say your prescription cannot be changed until your next fill, which is at 60 days. And then after 45 days, you can contact your doctor and tell them you want something different, including something irritating or stronger like M+, or even something weaker like the hydroquinone free. You just have to go back into the Musely site and then place an order for a prescription change, and then that will change for your next refill. They also say it can take 3 to 4 months to notice improvements and that you will not notice an improvement in the first month. Some people may notice temporary darkening of the skin, which is very normal on hydroquinone. So it's funny because their reviews had so many people saying, I saw results after 2 weeks. Okay, back on the sunscreen thing, they also said that 1 day in the sun without sun protection can really hinder your results from the spot cream, and it could completely just set you back. So if you're not experiencing results, that could potentially be why, which makes sense. So at the end, my doctor told me to check in with him around 7 weeks, and then he ended my email with his recommendations for SPF, a retinoid, and a moisturizer. And I immediately responded that I really wanted tretinoin. So my doctor responded right away on a Saturday, which I really appreciate. He said his primary objective is to do no harm and improve my skin, and then sometimes it's better to go slow and steady rather than be super aggressive initially, because they don't want to cause any irritation. And then he said after a month, if I'm tolerating the spot cream formula, then they can change my prescription to the stronger formula. And I was kind of upset that I didn't get the tretinoin and hydrocortisone, but I actually really appreciate how thorough he was in explaining why they didn't. So here's my skin. This is like baseline before I started using Musely. And I just want to show you guys what I look like. I do have pigmentation. It definitely depends on the lighting, on where you can see it more. But I also struggle with acne, large pores, redness, all the things. I'm going to do periodic updates on my Instagram stories, and then I'll do like a full compilation video on here where I do like the full results. I'm also using this on my husband. I didn't get a prescription for him, but I do want to see his results because he has some pigmentation as well. And I'm really excited and optimistic about Musely, and I cannot wait to see my results. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below in the comment section, and then follow me on Instagram if you want to see updates more often. But I will see you in a few months, and thank you for watching.